This is Ryan Elliott for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. I'm here with the towering 154-pound prospect, Sebastian Fundora. Sebastian, first and foremost, how sick are you of being asked about how tall you are today?
Well, it's something I'm used to, you know. I go to the store and they look at me, they look at my height, they look like I'm a monster or something like that. So it's nothing different, you know. Just I'm used to it.
We'll come on to this huge opportunity you've got in front of you on this wonderful bill on Saturday evening. We've never had you on the channel though, so just to do a bit more background, I was hoping you could tell us how you first got into boxing, what first took you down to the gym.
Well, my father was a professional fighter. My brother's a professional fighter. My mother was a fighter. She had 3 wins. She had three wins, 3 fights. You know, we have a boxing family, so getting into this sport was natural for me. I started boxing at the age of 8, and took off since.
Has that just always been the career choice for you, even from a young age? Was it just, I want to be a boxer too, I want to follow in everybody's footsteps? Was that always it?
It's always been the dream, always been the idea, you know, and here we are, fulfilling it.
How quickly did you, your family, obviously that fighting blood running through you, know that you had something special there that you could go on and do wonderful things in the future?
It wasn't until, I guess, towards my teenage years. I didn't have a growth spurt until I was 13. I was like 5'6", and I grew to 6 feet all of a sudden. And started getting stronger. I was always a skinny fighter, so back then we have a lot of fights, a lot of losses and stuff like that. But we grew, we got experience, and here we are now fighting on probably the biggest fight of the decade.
What was that process like when you had that sort of growth spurt in your early teen years, learning to use them sort of height advantages? And was it difficult at first to sort of be punching down against your opponents?
Not really. My dad always taught me to bend my knees to fight the shorter opponent. I think the only thing that was always messing me up was every time I feel like I was getting stronger, I grow taller. So it was more of a physical appearance of anything. I remember 15, 16, all my friends getting a little more muscles and stuff like that, and I'm still skinny. So, but I learned to love and grow with my body, and definitely feel the muscle and the power coming in now.
Now on this Saturday, you're against the unbeaten Daniel Lewis on this brilliant Wilder Fury 2 bill in Las Vegas, MGM Grand. Talk to me about this opportunity. How excited are you to be performing on the big stage?
It's very exciting. This is the biggest fight, like I said, biggest fight of the decade. Definitely the biggest fight of my career so far. More than excited. And I'm pretty sure Daniel Lewis is excited too. We're both bangers, so we'll definitely open the pay-per-view card perfect.
What was the response like back home among friends and family when you realised you had a slot on this pay-per-view card, this huge card out here?
Oh, everybody's excited. My family's at home. They bought the pay-per-view fight. I got friends. I got plenty of friends watching the fight. I live in a small valley, so everybody's out there supporting me.
Is it on your mind to make a statement this Saturday with all eyes on this bill, a chance to sort of steal the show of the undercard fighters, so to speak?
Every fight, I have to make a statement. This fight's no exception, especially with the magnitude of people watching the fight. So we're definitely here to make a statement and make ourselves known.
You're no stranger to taking on fellow unbeaten fighters. You fought a couple last year in your 3 fights. A good developmental year for yourself. How do you sum up last year?
A good year. Very educational. I learned a lot from that fight. From the fights, most of them were undefeated. I think altogether it was only 1 loss of all the fighters, so it's very good year.
I'm sure given the growth spurts you've had at random times in your life, even you can't predict how tall you could end up, but how are you at 154 pounds these days? Do you feel good at that weight?
I feel very strong, feel very good. We walk at this weight, so it's natural for me.
Now, we're from England. A lot of brilliant talent at the minute at domestic level in England in and around your weight. I'm sure you've been asked this a lot by the British media today. Is that on your mind maybe to go overseas at some point and test yourself?
Of course. Whenever they want me over there, whenever I can fight over there, I'll fight in England, no problem. I love to fight over there. They have a beautiful boxing crowd. Everybody seems to be fans over there, so why not?
Sebastian, before I let you go, huge main event this Saturday, biggest heavyweight fight in years and years and years. Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. Who are you leaning towards as we get closer to the fight?
I'm going Wilder, but if the fight goes the distance, I'm going for Fury. I think Fury shouldn't. Like I said, I'm not too keen about the first round, the second round knockout plan. I think he might walk into something nasty, but if he just box the way he boxes. Don't get careless. He'll win the fight, no problem.
In your mind, if he does take that approach that you just spoke of, pursuing a knockout, being more aggressive, how can he do that without putting himself at risk in there with a completely dangerous puncher?
Just be first. You have to be first. Make sure you're first, and make sure you're out of there after the punch. But it's the heavyweight division. Anything can happen.
Sebastian, for the people watching this, for fans that might be watching you for the first time on Saturday evening, I'll leave the final word to you. What can we expect to see from the Towering Inferno?
A great fight. Me and Daniel Lewis, we're going to open the fight. Open the fight's perfect. The pay-per-view, you don't want to miss it. And expect a knockout. Definitely.
Sebastian, thank you very much for your time and all the best.